So what I love about this system that the cab's growing on, the trellising system that is that it's out on a quad, and it's got a single catch wire, but it's sort of like a modified California sprawl, which is an old school, old-fashioned system. But what's cool is that it allows the canopy to sort of come out and cover up the fruit a little bit and allow for dappled sunlight on the fruit, but not too much exposure. It became really vogue for a long time to really like expose Cabernet to the sun, and like the idea is that you're going to burn out all the green character and you're going to really, make the tannins plush. But the problem is that I think you also burn out some of the more interesting aromatics. And you have a lot of the wines that are made off systems like that, and they're just sort of big and rich and fruity, but I don't think they've got a lot of like nuance or internal architecture to them, which is particularly interesting. So like in comparison to like this is like, you see how this is sprawling out a little bit. You've got some leaves here. It's a sunny morning. You've got some dappled sunlight on the cluster, and that's going to change as the sun goes over the top. In contrast, a modern system would basically have more catch wires. So it would like push the canopy up here, which exposes the fruit more. And then all these leaves and laterals would essentially all be pulled up to here. And then on top of that, it's not a quad. You'd only have this single plane of fruit. And so you'd be doing it. And even if you don't leaf on that side, you still have this extraordinarily exposed fruit. And the result is you just have a lot more UV exposure. You have a lot more, you have no effects from whatever, plant processes are going on from the translocation and transpiration and all that stuff that's happening due to having the leaves there. Yeah, so the result is, to me, sometimes you get fruit that's overexposed. And then you also have like heat events like we're going to have this weekend, where it's going to be, triple digits for 3 days. And like that really, increases the risk of fruit like burning. And so, I kind of love this system in general, but then particularly going into an event like this weekend, I know that this fruit's going to do just fine because it's never going to have a ton of like super hard direct sunlight on it. So it's an old school system, but at the same time, I think it really works. And if we were to put Cabernet in at Bedrock, I think we'd really look at a system pretty similar to this. It's also nice because Cabernet is a pretty high vigor grape, so you have enough vine that it sort of spreads the vigor out a little bit, which is also nice. So you're actually sort of working towards the natural tendencies of the variety. So I mean, you can just see the difference. Look how exposed this is, and then look at the dappled sunlight coming through here. So it's these little things that do make a pretty profound difference. And it's why reason number 47, why we're really stoked to get Cabernet from this block. Or I should say reason 53, because it's block 53. I've got to polish off my dad jokes.